Welcome to Wayne's World Garage. We're at the Sawmill today. We've got something new I built. Took a little piece of scrap metal, put a bend in it, weld these little tabs on it. Guess where this goes? It goes in the set works. The way the set works is the little thing rubs away where the numbers are. It's really hard to see them. There's not enough marking in them to paint them really accurately. So I thought we'd try this out. And I thought about later, sadly, what's going to happen when we spray some WD-40 on this. It'll probably all come off, but then we'll powder coat it or do something different. And we got a bunch of logs to cut. Let's put this thing on and see how she works. So Alan bought this really cool laser. It's not a 1,000-watt one, so it's not going to weld steel, but it does apparently burn aluminum. So tell us about it, Alan.
It's not particularly expensive and very easy to work. Within 20 minutes of buying the thing, we were burning artwork, and so I wanted to show these guys how it works. So we burned a fish, and that took 4 minutes, but it wasn't quite as dark. We burned it really dark, and that took 8 minutes. And now we're going to do an old barn, and we'll see how long that takes. Usually about a half hour.
It took Alan 20 minutes to get it going, but he's smarter than the average dog. Check this thing out. It's huge. No, I'm just kidding. Wow. It is not fast, but it's not a lot of power, and it doesn't need to be fast.
And you could actually, instead of plugging it into a wall outlet, you could use a battery pack.
Because it's USB powered.
It's only 5 watts. So.
Wow. Traditionally, you think lasers are high power.
No,
well,
this is a very low end at 5 watts.
No, but even, I mean, you thought, space weapons and stuff like that. You can't do it because you can't generate enough power to.
But I don't know if this will be knocking your satellites down.
No. You put one for life, but if they are 2 lifetimes away.
That is really cool.
So this is a barn that's going to get Cody all upset, but
yes.
it's actually a little too dark because we're missing some of the detail. But
right.
Do it for demo.
Well, hopefully you can hear me. This is a set works here, and the way this works is I tapped and drilled. Alan and I did 2 1/4 inch by 20 holes here, and now I'm going to put this thing here. Alright, some lockdown on there. Couple washers on here. The Setworks actually has markings on it, but they're so worn out, it was hard to paint it. If we painted it, the paint would just come off. So this little thing we made sits a little bit beneath it. So we're cutting 1.5 inch boards now. Happily, this thing is pointing to 1.5 inches. That actually makes me very happy. Because I was worried there's some other calibration I'm missing. It was way the hell off. This is Frick Circle Saw from Pennsylvania.
From PA.
All right, and you're rebuilding a Frick sawmill. Tell us about the sawmill you're rebuilding.
Well, it's a Fricko. It's a Fricko, and the wood was totally rotted, so I'm re-wooding the whole thing. I am using a lot of help from D&D Sawmill.
Yep.
And they've been just very helpful. They did the husk. They did the husk last, I guess in March is when they did the husk.
Okay.
And they helped me finish my carriage.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'm down to trackways, and I should be sawing within a year.
What do you have to power this thing up?
Oh, I bought I just purchased a 24 valve Cummins.
A 4BT or 6BT?
It's a 5.9 liter.
6BT.
Yeah, it has about 240 horse. So it's got more power than
what you need.
You need about 100 horse.
Yeah. So let's get away from the truck. I want to talk more with you. Hang on. But I also want to get this on. So this saw. We run 2 saws. We run this saw here and one at the county fairgrounds.
Yes.
The one at the county fair was donated.
Yeah.
This saw here, I'm not sure of the history. Pete, the guy running the tractor, knows more of the history, so he knows what's going on with this one. But it's owned by the county.
Right.
Volunteers are Friends of Kinder Farm Park. We run this sawmill.
Right.
Now we cannot sell wood, sell lumber,
right.
but if we make slab stuff, people want them, they can take them, and we ask for a little donation.
Sure.
And we tell them how,
Was it this part, or was it the other sawmill you some time ago did an order for the Maryland Historical Society?
Was this one?
To rebuild a skipjack?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that was here, and they wanted white oak.
And they wanted way to.
Yep, super good guy.
Yeah.
Yep, we did that. And
Well, one of my plans is I'm building this for retirement, and I have 100 acres of my own logs.
yeah, so many of these logs here come from our property.
Oh,
Our
okay.
homeowners association.
Gotcha.
We're supposed to have houses on them. This 100 acres. It's never going to happen.
Okay.
So I should do this. We should do this differently. The audio on this is going to be all drowned out by noise.
Yeah.
But we've got 100 acres, and Alan and the guy Phil and I have taken hundreds of logs.
Wow.
Probably lots of
I
logs,
watch your
many
channel.
logs.
I
Yeah, lots of logs.
thoroughly enjoy your
Yeah,
channel.
I've got a log arch I built and stuff like that. We've dragged them out with that.
Yeah.
We're not lumberjacks, but we're doing better at learning how to do it.
I tell you what, in the past probably 6 months, 8 months, you guys.
Enough babbling and cackling. Now it's time for Alan to start doing some sawing. He's going to finish sawing up this log he started last week. And last week, the plan was to make these into tomato steaks. But since we've got enough tomato steaks, we've decided to start cutting boards for Ranger Jeff. Ranger Jeff wants like 50 2x8s and 20 4x4s. That's a lot of lumber. But we'll start cutting them. We readjusted the laser last week. We'll see how that works out. It looks like it's on track right now. But a little bit of change of plans here. Flexibility is key. And Ranger Jeff, while he was hoping for actual 2x8 dimensional, meaning I think actual 2 inches by 8 inches, he said, well, we'll take 1.5, which is what you get at the box stores. It's actually 6/4 or 1.5 inches by 7.5. So we'll cut these 1.5 by 8 or something like that. Not we, Alan will. And the whole group is going to help unload him and stack him up and get him loaded. I thought this was Alan's turn to saw. It is Alan's turn to saw, but I'm just playing, and I wanted to check out the laser to see how the laser was aligned. We've got to come up with a better way to mount this. Additionally, the mounting has to be adjustable with fine adjustments, like a vernier adjustment. So I'm thinking about it. I'd just like to do it for less than $200. I would prefer not to get an XYZ thing for a vise or something like that. But we may end up doing that. Anyway, what are we going to do with the rest of these little sticks? Well, we'll make stickers out of them, or tomato steaks or something. For sure, they won't go to waste. Push the breaker in. I thought I took it off. Well, that's it for Alan for today. And it may not seem like Alan got to do a lot of sawing, but what he's doing is he's just finishing up the log he started last week. And what we're all doing is we've got several sawyers now. We've got Cody, we've got Alan, we've got Wayno, and Gary's back. So we kind of want to split up the chores, and it actually helps split up the learning. So none of us are experts. None of us do this 40 hours a week. But if we all get a shot at it here and there, we're all going to improve and get better at it. So leave a comment. Tell us what we're doing wrong. We're all up for learning. Next log is going to be Wayno's. So stand by for the next log. This next log's a pretty nice looking log. And we've got Matt and Tim here going to roll this guy onto the carriage because Wayne's probably babbling with our visitor Dean from Pennsylvania, Frick Circle Saw. And then Alan's going to come up here and help roll it and get it set up. And then we'll get cracking. Maybe running this saw is like riding a bike. I'm not so sure about that. The big factor, though, is to be safe. And whoever's sawing the logs, the guy on that stick there, that would be me with my left hand on it, has got to pay 100% attention and make sure we're extraordinarily careful and we look out for the other guys. We got a lot of new guys here. Not everyone is an expert and knows what to look out for. The carriage is moving back and forth, and that might grab your finger, might grab your shirt. Got to be careful about that. Additionally, what we're trying to do is get some 2x8s out of this. So if I've got 16 inches across, I can get two 7.5 or 7.75 inch cants. That's kind of what I'm hoping to do. This is kind of a nice looking log, and it's gorgeous red oak. Well, this is interesting. Look at my gorgeous red oak log. Holy smokes, what was that pile of debris that just came out? Turns out that's where a branch was sticking out of the log, and it looked pretty solid. This is why branches fall down and hit you in the head. It turns out it may have a little bit of rot in it. And what turned out to be a little bit of rot is turning out to be a lot of bit of rot. All the sorry can do is hope that it doesn't last very long and we'll quickly get through this. Turns out what we thought was a really nice looking log is a garbage log. And 90% of this log is full of this rot where this branch was. These are widowmakers. How's an arborist ever going to know that this branch was ready to fall onto his head? Maybe it did fall on somebody's head. I don't know. Now, though, how deep does this go, and how can we resurrect most of this log? So what did we decide to do? We decided to take this section of the log and just cut it off because it's garbage. It's all rotten. And usually you get a 4x4, 8 foot long. And how much of it do you really need? You need all 8 feet of it? Hopefully they only need 5 or 6 feet of it. So Alan was kind enough to jump up there with a chainsaw, whack it off, and then we'll try and get some decent 4x4s out of it. What a brilliant idea. Well, we did get a few smaller 4x4s out of this. And as you can see, we had a couple of 2x8s that we did get made up, I think 3 or 4 of them, and it worked out okay. But you got to do what you got to do, and we tried to resurrect this log as best possible, considering how rotten the doggone thing was inside. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you appreciate it. Leave a comment. Tell us how we can do better. Take care and have a great day.